Ladies, let me ask you something. Honestly, when your partner was younger, how many times could he go in one night? 2, 3, maybe even 4 rounds back to back, and he still woke up ready for more? But now, these days, after one orgasm, it feels like the shutters come down. His body shuts off, and no matter how much he wants a second round, that erection just doesn't come back. Does that sound familiar? If it does, you are far from alone. In fact, this is one of the most common questions men ask me in my clinic. Doctor, why can't I get hard again for round 2 like I used to? And is there anything I can do to fix it? The answer is yes, there are solutions. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how the male body works, why things change as men age, and the steps they can take to recover faster, last longer, and enjoy deeper intimacy even after 50. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what's happening inside the body, you'll walk away with a clear action plan to help reclaim stamina, confidence, and vitality in your sex life. Before we dive in, take 1 second to support this channel. Tap that like button, subscribe so you don't miss future men's health videos, and let me know in the comments, where are you watching from today? I love seeing people from all over the world building this community of strength and support. Let's clear up a common misunderstanding right away. When a man can't go again like he used to, many assume they're broken, weak, or that their sex life is over. But here's the truth. This isn't failure, it's biology. What you're experiencing is called the sexual refractory period. This is the recovery window after orgasm, when the body literally says, not yet. During this phase, it's either impossible or very difficult to get hard again. For women, this period can be so short, they're able to experience multiple orgasms almost back to back. But for men, the length of recovery changes dramatically with age. When he was 18 or 20, his refractory period might have been just a few minutes, sometimes even seconds. But by his 40s, 50s, and beyond, that window often stretches to half an hour, or even just once per day. Here's the key though. A longer recovery time doesn't mean the sex life is finished. It simply means the physiology has shifted. And once you understand what's happening under the hood, you can work with it and even improve it. For those of you new here, my name is Dr. Jocelyn. I'm a board-certified urologist, and for the past 12 years, I've specialized in helping men restore their vitality, rebuild confidence, and enjoy fulfilling intimacy at every stage of life. I've seen hundreds of men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s regain control of their sexual performance once they finally understood this. Recovery isn't just about willpower. It's about biology, habits, and environment. So today, I'm going to walk you through the mechanics of the refractory period, then give you a countdown of the biggest mistakes that make it worse, and what to do instead to speed recovery and boost stamina. Let's start with the science of what actually happens after orgasm. The hormones go through a roller coaster. Prolactin spikes sharply. This is the hormone of sexual satisfaction. It essentially tells the body, we're done for now. Dopamine crashes. That's the motivation and excitement chemical. When it drops, desire temporarily shuts down. Oxytocin rises, the bonding hormone. Great for cuddling, but it suppresses raw sexual drive. Testosterone plays a huge role. Men with higher levels bounce back faster. Lower levels mean longer recovery. Understanding this hormonal cascade is critical because it reveals something powerful. The refractory period isn't arbitrary. It's a coordinated biological response designed to give the body time to restore resources. But the length of that response can be influenced. The question isn't whether recovery happens. The question is how quickly and efficiently it happens. And that's where most men get stuck. They fight against their biology instead of working with it. Now here are the 5 mistakes that secretly stretch out the refractory period and what to do about them. Mistake number 1, chasing the second round instead of extending the first. Here's the truth most men never hear. The fastest way to recover isn't to rush into round 2. It's to make round 1 last longer. There's a technique called perineal pressure. The perineum is the small area between the scrotum and anus. Right beneath the skin is a tendon-like structure filled with sensitive nerve pathways. If a man presses firmly on this spot with 2 fingers right before the point of no return, he can actually block the ejaculatory reflex. Done properly, this leads to what's called a dry orgasm. He feels the contractions, the pleasure, but semen doesn't expel and the erection often stays strong. Biologically, this means he skips the full hormonal crash because the body never fully enters that long refractory phase. The prolactin spike that shuts everything down doesn't happen to the same degree. The dopamine doesn't plummet as drastically. The system stays partially engaged, allowing continuation rather than complete shutdown. Emotionally, this gives a sense of mastery and control. Imagine being able to keep going, fully present with your partner instead of worrying about getting it back. There's a profound shift that happens when a man realizes his body isn't failing him. He's just learning to work with it differently. Practically, it's a skill. You won't master it overnight. The pressure needs to be firm, the timing precise. Some men practice during solo sessions first to understand their body's signals. But men who practice often describe it as unlocking an entirely new dimension of intimacy. It transforms the experience from a race to a journey. And if he's already ejaculated, let's talk about what slows recovery down. Mistake number 2, heavy meals, alcohol, and smoking. Have you ever noticed how sluggish someone feels after a big greasy meal? That's because blood is rushing to the gut to help with digestion, not to the reproductive system. The body has to prioritize, and when the digestive system demands massive resources, everything else gets put on hold. Pair that with alcohol, which reduces testosterone and constricts blood vessels, and smoking, which directly sabotages circulation, and you've created the perfect storm for a weak erection and long recovery. Alcohol doesn't just dull the senses, it actively interferes with the hormonal signals needed for arousal and function. Biologically, all three steal blood flow from where it's needed most. An erection requires significant blood volume flowing into the penile tissue and staying there. When blood is diverted elsewhere or vessels are constricted, the mechanics simply can't work efficiently. Emotionally, they rob confidence. Instead of feeling vibrant and alive, you feel heavy, tired, and disconnected. There's a frustration that comes from wanting intimacy, but feeling like the body won't cooperate. And often these lifestyle factors are the hidden culprits. Practically, the fix is simple. Save heavy meals and alcohol for earlier in the evening, not right before intimacy. If you know you want to connect later, eat lighter. Lean protein, vegetables, maybe some fruit. Stay hydrated throughout the day. And if smoking is still in the picture, quitting is one of the fastest ways to reclaim performance. Within weeks, circulation begins to improve. Within months, the difference can be dramatic. So what does help recovery? Let's move to habit number 3. Mistake number 3, neglecting oxygen and circulation. After ejaculation, the tissues need oxygen-rich blood to recharge. But many men forget the simplest recovery tool, deep breathing. When you take slow, steady breaths, you flood the blood with oxygen, calm the nervous system, and improve circulation. The parasympathetic nervous system, which governs rest and recovery, kicks in. Gentle testicular massage also helps stimulate blood flow and hormonal recovery. The testes are where testosterone production happens. Light, rhythmic massage can encourage circulation in that area, supporting the hormonal rebound needed for function. Biologically, oxygen is fuel. Without it, recovery drags. Every cell in the body needs oxygen to produce energy, and the reproductive system is no exception. When oxygen levels drop, so does cellular efficiency. Emotionally, breathing deeply puts you back in control. Instead of frustration, you feel calm and grounded. There's something profoundly centering about focusing on the breath. It shifts the mind from anxiety to presence. Practically, take 1 to 2 minutes after sex for controlled breathing. Inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Repeat. Hydrate as well. Erections depend on good blood volume, and dehydration makes recovery sluggish. Even mild dehydration reduces blood volume and increases fatigue. But long-term, what truly builds a stronger sexual foundation? That's habit number 4. Mistake number 4, ignoring fitness, weight, and sleep. Think of the penis like an athlete. If you want performance, it needs training, fuel, and recovery. This isn't about vanity. This is about function. Exercise. Cardio keeps blood vessels flexible. When you run, swim, or cycle, you're training your vascular system to respond efficiently. Resistance training raises testosterone naturally. Lifting weights signals the body to produce more of this critical hormone. Even 30 minutes 5 times per week transforms stamina. The cardiovascular benefits alone can reduce refractory time significantly. Weight management. Excess belly fat converts testosterone into estrogen. That weakens function and extends recovery. Fat cells contain an enzyme called aromatase that performs this conversion. The more belly fat, the more testosterone gets turned into estrogen, creating a vicious cycle of declining function. Nutrition. Foods that boost nitric oxide, like spinach, beets, dark chocolate, and fatty fish, enhance blood flow. Nitric oxide is the molecule that dilates blood vessels, allowing more blood to reach the tissues. Junk food does the opposite. Trans fats, excessive sugar, and processed ingredients damage vascular health over time. Sleep. Most testosterone is produced during deep sleep. Cut sleep, cut hormones. Men who consistently sleep less than 6 hours per night can experience testosterone drops equivalent to aging 10 years. Sleep is when the body repairs, rebuilds, and restores hormonal balance. Biologically, this foundation is non-negotiable. Sexual function doesn't exist in isolation. It's connected to every other system in the body. When cardiovascular health improves, sexual health follows. When hormones balance, energy and desire return. Emotionally, it restores confidence. When the body feels strong, the mind follows. There's a feedback loop. Exercise boosts mood, mood improves motivation, motivation leads to more exercise. And sexual confidence grows naturally from overall physical confidence. Practically, start small. A walk after dinner, swapping soda for water, protecting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Each habit compounds. You don't need perfection, you need consistency. Small changes maintained over weeks create massive shifts. And finally, the one mistake men rarely think about, but it can make or break recovery. Mistake number 5, overlooking psychology and passion. Not every solution is physical. Sometimes the reason a man struggles to go again has less to do with biology and more to do with environment and desire. The brain is the most important sex organ. If it's not engaged, the body won't follow. If he's been with the same partner for years, desire may feel different. Familiarity can breed comfort, but it can also dull excitement. The novelty that once sparked instant arousal fades. This doesn't mean love is gone. It means the erotic charge needs rekindling. If he's stressed, interrupted, or the bedroom doesn't feel private, the body may simply not respond. Stress hormones like cortisol actively suppress sexual function. A mind preoccupied with work deadlines, financial worries, or family tensions can't shift into arousal mode easily. Biologically, stress raises cortisol, which suppresses testosterone. It's a survival mechanism. When the body perceives threat, reproduction becomes a low priority. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, keeping testosterone suppressed. Emotionally, lack of passion erodes confidence and intimacy. When desire wanes, men often internalize it as personal failure. They wonder if they're still attractive, still capable, still desirable. Partners may feel rejected, creating distance. The cycle deepens. Practically, the solution is to rekindle desire. Try a new environment, book a hotel, plan a weekend away, change the scenery entirely. Send flirty texts during the day. Build anticipation. Have honest conversations about what excites you both. Explore fantasies together. Introduce playfulness. Sometimes the fastest path to a stronger erection isn't biology, it's anticipation. When the mind is engaged, when desire is genuine, the body follows naturally. The refractory period may still exist, but the urgency to rush through it diminishes because the entire experience becomes more fulfilling. So let's bring this together. Here's your roadmap to shortening the refractory period and reclaiming performance. Prolong the first round with techniques like perineal pressure. This keeps the hormonal cascade from fully triggering, allowing sustained arousal without the complete shutdown. Avoid recovery killers like alcohol, smoking, and heavy meals. These directly sabotage circulation and hormone production. Eliminating them creates immediate improvement. Support circulation with deep breathing, hydration, and gentle massage. Oxygen fuels recovery. Blood flow restores function. These simple practices accelerate the body's natural rebound. Build your foundation: exercise, nutrition, weight, and sleep. Long-term performance depends on overall health. You can't out-supplement or out-technique poor lifestyle habits. Reignite passion through novelty, anticipation, and emotional connection. The mind drives desire. When desire is strong, the body responds more readily. And remember, medical options do exist. Research from Oxford shows Viagra reduced recovery from 10 minutes to just 2. But medication must always be supervised by a doctor. It's a tool, not a cure. The underlying habits still matter. Medication works best when combined with lifestyle optimization. The bigger lesson: biology is flexible. With the right signals, the body can adapt. The refractory period isn't fixed. It responds to inputs: hormones, circulation, psychology, environment. Change the inputs, change the outcome. Now, I want you to hear this clearly. Men are not broken. They are not less of a man because recovery takes longer than it used to. This is biology, and biology can be worked with. Aging changes the timeline, but it doesn't eliminate possibility. Even if the refractory period never shortens dramatically, fulfilling intimacy can still be enjoyed by focusing on quality, presence, and connection. When a man lasts longer and his partner feels satisfied, confidence soars. The pressure to perform multiple rounds evaporates when the first round is deeply satisfying for both. Worth isn't measured by how many times he can go in one night. It's measured by the connection, the energy, and the presence he brings. Intimacy isn't a performance metric. It's an experience of vulnerability, pleasure, and mutual satisfaction. So here's my challenge to you tonight. Instead of worrying about going again, try focusing on extending the first round. Practice one of the habits we discussed. Breathe deeply, rekindle passion, and start building those daily foundations: fitness, nutrition, and sleep. Give it 2 weeks, and you'll be amazed at how the body responds when you give it the right support. The human body is remarkably adaptive. It wants to function well. It just needs the right conditions. Now tell me in the comments, which of these habits are you going to start with first? And if this video gave you clarity, hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more weekly strategies to help men over 50 reclaim confidence, strength, and intimacy. Remember, age is not the end of vitality. With the right knowledge and small daily changes, you can restore freedom, confidence, and joy in your sex life. I'm Dr. Jocelyn. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next lesson.